For thousands of years, the land known today as Israel and Palestine has stood at the crossroads of continents, civilizations, and faiths. Though small in size, its influence on human history is extraordinary. From the blue waters of the Mediterranean Sea to the arid cliffs overlooking the Dead Sea, nearly every valley, hill, and ancient pathway carries stories that have shaped religions, kingdoms, cultures, and the lives of millions. Travelers often arrive searching for famous landmarks, yet the true character of the Holy Land is found not only in its celebrated monuments, but also in the quieter places where history survives beneath layers of stone, tradition, and memory. The story begins long before written history. Archaeological discoveries reveal that humans have lived in this region for hundreds of thousands of years. Early settlements gradually developed into communities connected by trade routes linking Egypt, Mesopotamia, Anatolia, and the Arabian Peninsula. Because of its strategic location, the land became a bridge between Africa, Asia, and Europe, attracting merchants, armies, pilgrims, and explorers for countless generations. Every civilization that passed through left behind traces of its presence, creating one of the richest archaeological landscapes on Earth. Among the earliest known civilizations were the Canaanites, who established prosperous city-states throughout the region during the Bronze Age. Their fortified towns, temples, and trade networks laid important foundations for the area's later history. Over the centuries, the kingdoms of ancient Israel and Judah emerged, becoming central to Jewish history and religious tradition. Many locations described in the Hebrew Bible continue to be identified with archaeological sites that attract researchers and visitors from around the world. The region later came under the influence of Assyrian, Babylonian, Persian, Greek, and Roman rule, each empire adding new architectural styles, languages, roads. Eastward, the landscape changes dramatically. The fertile hills gradually descend into the stark beauty of the Judean desert. Towering cliffs, dry river valleys, and isolated caves create one of the region's most striking environments. Hidden within these caves near Qumran, the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered during the 20th century. Dating from roughly the 3rd century BCE to the 1st century CE, these ancient manuscripts transformed scholarly understanding of Jewish religious life during the Second Temple period. Today, the discovery remains one of archaeology's greatest achievements, revealing texts that had remained concealed for nearly 2,000 years. Overlooking the western shore of the Dead Sea stands Masada, an immense fortress built upon an isolated plateau. Expanded by Herod the Great during the 1st century BCE, the site later became associated with the First Jewish-Roman War. Its dramatic setting, surrounded by towering cliffs and endless desert, continues to inspire visitors while offering insight into the political and military history of the ancient Near East. Nearby, the Dead Sea itself forms one of Earth's most extraordinary natural features. More than 400 meters below sea level, it is the planet's lowest exposed land elevation. Its exceptionally high salt concentration allows visitors to float effortlessly while preserving unique geological formations that have fascinated travelers for centuries. To the north, the Sea of Galilee offers an entirely different landscape. Rolling green hills, freshwater shores, fertile farmland, and ancient fishing villages create a peaceful environment that has long sustained local communities. Christian tradition connects many locations around the lake with the ministry of Jesus, while archaeological discoveries reveal settlements dating back thousands of years. Beyond the lake, the Galilee region contains Roman ruins, Byzantine churches, medieval fortresses, and vibrant modern towns, illustrating the remarkable continuity of human settlement across changing historical periods. The Jordan River has also played a significant role throughout history. Flowing from the northern highlands toward the Dead Sea, it has served as both a natural resource and a powerful cultural symbol. Ancient civilizations relied upon its waters for agriculture, while religious traditions remember it as the setting for important biblical events. Today, conservation efforts seek to preserve sections of this historic river despite increasing environmental challenges. Throughout the countryside, olive trees provide another enduring connection to the past. Many groves have been cultivated for generations, and olive oil production remains an important part of local agriculture and cultural identity. Stone terraces climbing hillsides reflect centuries of careful farming practices adapted to the region's challenging terrain. Vineyards, citrus orchards, almond trees, and wheat fields together create landscapes that have changed surprisingly little in appearance over many centuries. Beneath these familiar landscapes lie countless archaeological treasures that continue to reshape our understanding of history. Excavations regularly uncover ancient homes, mosaic floors, synagogues, churches, mosques, inscriptions, coins, burial chambers, and everyday objects that reveal how ordinary people once lived. Modern technologies such as satellite imaging groundpean. The natural environment is equally remarkable. Despite its relatively small size, the Holy Land contains an astonishing variety of ecosystems. Mediterranean forests cover northern hills, while fertile valleys support agriculture across central regions. To the east, rugged deserts create dramatic contrasts with lush oases fed by underground springs. Seasonal wildflowers blanket hillsides during spring, while migratory birds traveling between Europe, Asia, and Africa make the Jordan Rift Valley one of the world's most important migration corridors. The people of Israel and Palestine contribute another essential layer to the region's identity. Jewish, Muslim, Christian, Druze, Samaritan, Armenian, and many other communities have maintained traditions that reflect centuries of cultural exchange. Languages including Hebrew, Arabic, Armenian, and others can often be heard within the same neighborhoods. Local cuisine combines influences from across the Eastern Mediterranean, with recipes passed down through generations that preserve regional identities while reflecting centuries of interaction among neighboring cultures. Markets remain among the best places to experience this living heritage. Narrow stone streets fill with the aromas of fresh bread, spices, coffee, herbs, olives, and sweets. Artisans continue traditional crafts including ceramics, embroidery, woodworking, glassmaking, and metalwork. These daily activities remind visitors that history is not confined to museums or archaeological sites, but continues through the lives of people who call this land home. Religious pilgrimages have shaped the Holy Land for nearly 2,000 years. Pilgrims from every continent travel to sacred places seeking spiritual connection, historical understanding, or cultural discovery. Ancient pilgrimage routes remain active today, linking monasteries, churches, mosques, synagogues, and historic towns across the landscape. Their continued use reflects the enduring importance of faith in the identity of the region. At the same time, the Holy Land has experienced periods of conflict, political change, and competing historical narratives. Modern history has been shaped by profound disagreements over territory, identity, sovereignty, and security. These issues remain deeply significant and continue to affect the lives of people throughout the region. Understanding the Holy Land, therefore, requires recognizing both its remarkable cultural achievements and the complex realities that have accompanied its long history. Yet beyond these challenges, the landscape continues to preserve evidence of humanity's shared past. Every archaeological excavation uncovers another forgotten chapter. Every restored mosaic reveals forgotten artistry. Every ancient road reminds us that travelers have crossed these valleys for thousands of years. The Holy Land remains not only a destination for tourism or pilgrimage, but also one of the world's greatest open-air historical archives. What the Holy Land still hides is not simply buried treasure or undiscovered ruins. It hides countless human stories waiting to be understood. Beneath every city lies another city. Beneath every monument lies another generation. Beneath every sacred place rests centuries of devotion, transformation, survival, and renewal. The deeper one looks, the more the landscape reveals how civilizations have continuously built upon the foundations of those who came before them. Centuries after the Roman Empire, the Holy Land entered a new chapter under Byzantine rule. Magnificent churches, monasteries, and pilgrimage routes spread across the region as Christianity became firmly established. Skilled artisans decorated floors with intricate mosaics depicting plants, animals, geometric patterns, and scenes from daily life. Many of these mosaics remain remarkably well preserved beneath modern towns and archaeological parks, offering vivid glimpses into the artistic achievements of late antiquity. Desert monasteries, built into cliffs or hidden among rocky valleys, became places of prayer, scholarship, and manuscript preservation, where generations of monks lived in isolation while remaining connected to pilgrims traveling across the region. During the 7th century, Islamic rule introduced another important era in the Holy Land's long history. New cities expanded, existing settlements flourished, and remarkable works of architecture transformed the skyline of Jerusalem and other historic centers. The Dome of the Rock, completed in the late 7th century, became one of the earliest and finest surviving examples of Islamic architecture. Its golden dome and elegant geometric decoration continue to symbolize both artistic excellence and spiritual significance. Islamic scholars, merchants, and craftsmen contributed to the region's scientific, cultural, and economic life while maintaining trade connections stretching from Spain to Central Asia. Beginning in the late 11th century, the Crusades brought new waves of European armies, pilgrims, and settlers to the region. Massive castles, fortified cities, and defensive walls were constructed to secure strategic locations. Some of these fortifications, including impressive coastal strongholds and mountain fortresses, remain among the best-preserved medieval military structures anywhere in the world. Although many battles were fought during this period, the surviving architecture tells a broader story of engineering, craftsmanship, and cultural interaction between different societies that occupied the land over successive centuries. By the 16th century, the Holy Land became part of the Ottoman Empire, remaining under Ottoman administration for approximately 400 years. During this period, many cities expanded, markets flourished, and public buildings such as caravanserais, fountains, baths, and mosques were constructed or restored. Jerusalem's magnificent city walls, visible today, were rebuilt during the reign of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent in the 16th century. These walls, with their impressive gates and towers, continue to define the appearance of the old city and represent one of the finest surviving examples of Ottoman military architecture. Trade has always been one of the region's hidden stories. Long before modern highways existed, caravans crossed deserts carrying spices, incense, textiles, precious metals, ceramics, and glass. Ports along the Mediterranean connected the Holy Land with Europe, North Africa, and the wider Mediterranean world, while inland trade routes reached Damascus, Baghdad, Cairo, and beyond. Merchants not only exchanged goods but also ideas, technologies, languages, artistic styles, and religious traditions, making the region one of history's most important crossroads of cultural exchange. The underground world of the Holy Land is every bit as fascinating as its visible landscape. Beneath modern cities lie forgotten streets, buried homes, ritual baths, tunnels, storage chambers, and defensive passages. Excavations in Jerusalem alone have revealed multiple historical layers stacked one above another, allowing researchers to trace nearly 3,000 years of continuous urban development. Every archaeological season produces new discoveries that refine, challenge, or expand historical understanding. What appears to be an ordinary street today may conceal entire neighborhoods from civilizations long vanished. Nature has also shaped the region in powerful ways. The Jordan Rift Valley forms part of one of Earth's great geological fault systems, stretching from Turkey through the Red Sea into East Africa. This unique geography created dramatic elevation changes, fertile valleys, freshwater lakes, mineral-rich springs, and the extraordinary basin of the Dead Sea. Seasonal climate differences support an exceptional diversity of wildlife and vegetation despite the country's relatively small size. Wildflowers bloom across hillsides in spring, while ibex climb desert cliffs and migratory birds pause during journeys that span thousands of kilometers between Europe and Africa. The night skies above the Judean desert reveal another hidden treasure. Far from the bright lights of major cities, countless stars illuminate ancient landscapes, much as they did for travelers thousands of years ago. Shepherds, merchants, pilgrims, and explorers once navigated these same skies, using familiar constellations to guide journeys across mountains and deserts. Even today, the silence of the desert offers one of the clearest connections between the modern world and the experiences of ancient civilizations. Modern archaeology increasingly combines advanced technology with traditional excavation methods. Three-dimensional laser scanning, drone photography, satellite imagery, artificial intelligence, and digital reconstruction now allow researchers to visualize ancient cities with remarkable accuracy. Fragile artifacts can be preserved digitally, while virtual reconstructions help scholars understand how temples, palaces, streets, and neighborhoods once appeared. These innovations are transforming the study of the Holy Land, allowing both researchers and visitors to experience history in entirely new ways. Conservation has become equally important. Many historical sites face challenges from weathering, earthquakes, urban expansion, and the passage of time itself. International teams of historians, architects, engineers, archaeologists, and conservators work together to stabilize ancient structures, restore mosaics, document inscriptions, and preserve fragile artifacts for future generations. Their work ensures that humanity's shared heritage will continue to educate and inspire long into the future. For many visitors, the most memorable moments occur away from famous landmarks. Watching sunrise over the Judean desert, listening to church bells echo through Jerusalem's stone streets,